Hey, you guys, it's Kyle
And Courtney.
from Markham Reptiles, and we're here in Coney Island at the New York Aquarium. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so here we have like a coral reef environment. This is the royal grandma. Oh, here goes an eel. Look at that. That's super cool. That's a face only a mother can love right there. So there's a nice section right here on saving coral reefs, and it basically says don't buy any items that come from coral reefs, like calcium supplements made from coral or coral jewelry. And when visiting reefs, be sure to not disturb coral or other animals when snorkeling or diving. And of course, do not litter or pollute. So those are all things that you can do to save coral reefs. So this is the Pacific Ocean Coral Triangle exhibit. It says the Coral Triangle is home to over 500 species of corals and 3,000 species of fish. So a very rich environment.
And there's Dory.
That is indeed Dory in the flesh.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
These are beautiful.
Look at the little starfish.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. You found Nemo?
Yeah, I found Nemo too. Look.
2 Nemos?
Yeah,
3 Nemos.
yeah.
What are those
Clownfish.
actually called? Oh, clownfish?
Yep. And the males can have babies.
The males can have babies?
I think so.
Just the coral itself looks so cool.
It's alive. A long spine sea urchin.
So this is actually the aquarium's coral lab where they're growing their own coral. That's super cool.
So those corals are reservation corals.
These are lab grown right here, so this is where they're growing their own coral.
Yeah, and they'll put it in the ocean when they get big enough.
Really? So they transplant to the ocean too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're part of the program, they're coral lab.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is the African Great Lakes exhibit. Home to species of fish, more species than any other lake on Earth. There are more than 1,000 different species, and most are found nowhere else in the world. With a large number of animals sharing space, it's a challenge to find both food and mates.
I bet feeding time at this one looks super cool.
They even have the exact replica of like the lakes. Like beautiful fish. Beautiful. This is the conservation for the Saving Lake Victoria's fish. The lake is in crisis. It's home to over 500 species of fish. But the Nile perch, a huge fish that humans introduced to the lake in the 1960s, have decimated over 300 of these native species and ruined the once rich ecosystem. So the fish you see are the ones they're conservating back until its original lake, Victoria. And so once they get big enough, they go back into the lake. These are Victorian tilapia. You have Christmas fluff fish in here.
What, pitchback fulu? Shellcracker fulu?
Yep. And the chiclet, these little buddies, they make mounds in the sand to attract their mates.
Oh, that's cool.
The bigger the mound of rocks and sand, they're most likely to get a mate.
So you're saying they're gold diggers?
Right. This is why there's a patch right here at the bottom. Because they dig it up and they make mounds like that.
Wow, that's actually really cool. So this is a mound right here?
Yes.
Wow.
And then this over here is a mound. Yep.
I think that she's going to go with the one that has this mound right here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so here we actually have some piranhas. And it was President Theodore Roosevelt who demonized piranha first by writing about a school of piranhas that attacked a bleeding cow, but actually a tour guide threw the cow into the Amazon just to make his trip more exciting. So it was all kind of a fabrication. And they do like to attack things that are already bleeding or dying. So it's not like if you're just healthy, they're going to just start biting you. So this right here is a ripsaw catfish. So these are pacus. These guys are beefy. That's crazy. So these are neon tetra.
Shout out to Bailey for the color.
Ah, yes. Shout out to Bailey.
They are African penguins. They depend on fish and seafood, but climate change and overfishing by humans threaten the food web. They're cute. They have a waddle.
Look at the waddles.
Oh my goodness. Did you see the little jump?
Yeah.
Oh, that was cute. Oh, they're the cutest.
They're just waiting in line.
Yeah, to walk up the path.
Yeah.
Look at that one over there by itself. that like to be in sea wrecks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is supposed to be like a shipwreck.
Yeah. And there's anchors everywhere.
Oh, that's super cool. Kind of eerie too, but super cool.
Oh.
African penguin feeding going on.
They're so cute.
Look how they just wait in line. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. They're pretty cute.
They're better behaved than our kids.
Hey. Well, yes, that might be true. Hi, you potatoes. You want to
posé sur la plage, le coffre à chocolat rempli des trésors de cet âge.
All right, you guys, that's it for the New York Aquarium. Like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.
Bye.